So we'll begin on this day what we'd like to share with you, what we'd like to focus on just for a few moments before we take questions, is we'd like to draw your attention to a specific word. And of course, all words are representative of a certain idea or thought form or belief or energetic frequency. But the word that we wish to bring through right off the bat to you on this day, to you and to those listening, is the word resolution. And so, if you will, just for a moment, begin to feel and sense into that energy that is behind the word resolution. And notice where you feel it in your physicality. Resolution. Now, what we'd like you to do with this word is begin to, first of all, examine, each and every one of you listening, begin to think about and examine your life from a sort of bird's eye perspective. Meaning, just for this moment in time, can you back up? Can you back up and begin to see and sense and witness your life from this sort of bird's eye perspective? Meaning you ever so slightly distance yourself from whatever is going on in your life at this time. You could think of this in the same way that you go to a movie theater and you are watching a movie or watching and experiencing the storyline unfold. Begin to see and sense and feel and witness these circumstances and specifically the current challenges or stressful events in your life. Begin to just perceive them, but see if you can perceive them at a bit of a distance, meaning you're not emotionally intertwined with these experiences. You're just noticing that they're there. And if you can, in this moment, also notice that these circumstances of difficulty, perhaps chaos, perhaps stress, carry within them a sort of vibrational frequency. There's an energetic feeling tone to that circumstance or situation. And so again, just from this bird's eye view, begin to feel into that. Begin to feel what the frequency or the vibration is behind that circumstance. And if it helps you to do so, you can close the eyes, close the physical eyes, and notice that as you close the physical eyes and every time you close the eyes, what happens is you become more in tune with your clairsentient ability, your ability to feel energy. So you're seeing and you're sensing and you're noticing the energy of what is unfolding in your life at this time. From a neutral perspective. And then, if you will, we begin to draw your attention, your awareness back to this word, resolution. So as you now begin to focus on the word resolution, we'd ask you to now sense what it would feel like in your body, in your physicality, in your energy field, if this stressful situation, this circumstance, this challenge, what would it feel like if it were to be resolved? If it were resolved in this moment, then what would it feel like in my system? And take a moment to notice the variation in frequency between the challenge and the resolution of that challenge. And we ask you now to begin to draw as much of your energy and attention now on the feeling tone of resolution. And so withdraw your attention from the challenge, the stress, the circumstance that is causing you stress or difficulty, and instead begin to focus with all of your energy, all of your attention on resolution. The feeling tone of resolution. And so what we'd like to say to each and every one of you is that this is the way that you move through difficulty, challenge, stressful circumstances, chaos in these physical lifetimes. Each and every one of you will experience varying degrees of challenge. And so we ask you to, first of all, when you're seeking resolution to any of these challenges, is that you first begin to focus all of your energy and all of your attention on the feeling tone of what you think you would experience if that challenge were resolved. Because here's what's true: you can't resolve any of your current problems, challenges, if you are operating in that same vibrational frequency that caused the problem or challenge in the first place. But what most of you do is you experience the challenge, and then from that same vibrational frequency of the challenge, you try to take action. You try all sorts of things in terms of taking physical action. You try all sorts of things to try to resolve the challenge, but you haven't yet shifted your vibration into resolution. And so this is why we're asking you to focus on resolution. And notice how we're not asking you to think up an action plan that will lead to resolution. We're asking you to focus on the vibrational frequency of resolution, of all is well, of things working out, of everything is not just fine, but everything is exciting and wonderful and joyful. I'm excited. I'm happy to be alive. I love my life. We're starting to ask you to refocus your attention on this higher vibration that is actually more representative of your true self, what we call your Satnam presence, your true identity. And so as you shift your attention, what happens is you begin to open to the guidance that you need, the intuition, the guidance that you need to move forward in a way that is efficient and graceful. An absence of struggle. There is a great deal of focus on struggle in your reality because there is a false thought form that says that if I struggle, I'm worthy. And so many of you receive so many accolades. The more you struggle, the more love you receive. We'd ask you in this moment to notice that the way of the universe, looking out into your nature kingdom, it's not that there's struggle present. It's that there's flow present, the flow of divine intelligence. And so what's true is that you can begin to operate in this reality with much more grace and much more flow if you begin to work energetically first, and then allow that energetic frequency, which is your true self, to offer you guidance as to how to move forward. And we feel that that will alleviate much of that stuck sensation or feeling that many of you are sensing at this time. And so with all that in mind, how can we serve you on this day? What questions do you have for us at this time?